Natalie, thank you for taking the time to do this, and it's really exciting to have you here joining us next. And given that Pharm-Olam is a new member to the Medidata family, I want to start the conversation with understanding a little bit more about your strategy, the culture of Pharm-Olam, and where you are as a company. From your perspective as a CFO, how do you look at this type of technology partnership?
As a CFO, I'm excited. I'm excited to find a unified platform. So for Pharm-Olam, one of our goals was to identify a unified e-clinical platform. And in that unified e-clinical platform, what we found was that Medidata had a unique approach, unique to the entire market. It creates efficiencies by eliminating some of the data duplication we currently see. It allows us to actually access real-time analysis and ultimately, drive value for our sponsors. What we also know is that, we feel like this is a first partnership, and by doing that, we feel like, we're able to, leapfrog our competition and really drive, value not just to our sponsors, but also to our external stakeholders and internal stakeholders.
That's great. So I think that adds very well to kind of what our focus is on the partnership. We really look at us as a platform that helps you to standardize on and really not only drive efficiency for your operational perspective, but also helps you to compete better in the market.
For us, I know I'm excited that it allows us to remove the current disjointed systems and replace it with one platform. I think it's going to be a significant improvement. To your point on culture, I have to admit I was excited when I met with all the Medidata team members from the top to the bottom and all across the organization. Everyone had, you talked about culture this morning. Everyone repeated the same values that Pharm-Olam had, repeated the same idea of what success was.
Great.
And so it was just something that it basically helps us create a more successful relationship.
Yes, absolutely. As it is typical for a relationship, there are always good and not so good times, right? And so having that cultural alignment and the same values, I think, is very important. And the other part, I think, is to talk about your geographical expansion, your global expansion.
Yes. We're currently, as we talked about earlier, in over 60 countries. But I think one thing that will definitely change with Medidata is the way that we interact within the countries. So, example would be paper TMF to eTMF. So to go from paper TMF files that we have located in all the various countries and actually going into a traditional true eTMF system, it allows us to basically centralize some of the eTMF functions.
Of course, you can access documents from everywhere in the world.
Exactly, and then allows us to actually improve, how quickly we can provide information to our sponsors, accelerate the study, and then other items, things like our payments, site payments, the actual ability to centralize that within the Medidata system, we believe will improve our relationships with our sites and clinicians globally. So we're very excited about all of the different ways, and there's many other ways that I didn't even touch on that I think that Medidata will actually help us grow.
In your role as CFO for Pharm-Olam, we talked about the rationale of the decision for you to go with Medidata. We are a platform company, and as you think about standardization and how important is that to you and your business, how do you think about this as a CFO?
So as a CFO, some of the reasons why I'm excited about Medidata, one of which we looked across all of the different e-clinical platforms and e-clinical solutions. Medidata, as we've talked about, had a unified data set that allows us to gain significant efficiency. I believe that efficiency will have a direct P&L impact, not only for us, but also for our sponsor. I believe it will actually help us increase market share. I actually believe that more importantly to all of that is that it allows us to drive better, faster results, higher quality results, and really increase the amount of time that it takes to get a drug to market.
Great. So, and in this context, I know simplicity is an important, I would say, complexity can be the largest enemy of a company. Having been CFO of different companies myself, I know that I'm always focused on looking at it very simplistically and helping the organization to really put it down to the essentials. So how do you think about this concept in the context of a platform?
So in the concept of a platform, the simplicity that I feel like Medidata is bringing is simply, we saw in the demo this morning, one click, one login, one place for all of our internal employees to go to be able to access data. For our employees, I think of it from an employee perspective. This is going to improve their lives, improve their productivity, improve what they're actually contributing to the company. Less data redundancy, more actually quality work product. From a simplicity perspective from our sponsor, right? They have, again, one login, one place to go and access data on the study from beginning to end of study. And then, of course, for the investigator, which really impacts directly the patient. Again, one access, one data point, and one consistent place to be able to really actually improve and progress the actual clinical study.